Hi, it's Chris from Epix Systems again. This is a short tutorial on the back office side to the FRA or Fire Risk Assessment module of our system. In the back office, not a great deal has changed in terms of how you would use the system to create the job. But before we begin, I would like to show you how to personalise your job sheet to bring in a key table that you do need to be able to see the jobs that are sent back to you that have been created using the mobile app. So to do this, we would open a job. So here is one that I prepared earlier, and we would scroll down to the bottom right hand side of our job sheet where we can find the personalise button. And on the list of available items here, we can see that we've got a good old list here of options that we can include on our job sheet. Now there is a video on how to personalise this, so I won't go into too much detail here. But we have got the related process jobs. That needs to be set to open. Also, you've got related servicing jobs. That also, set that to open as well, and you'll see why in a moment. So once you've set them to open and you've given them a sequence number, I've put the related servicing jobs quite high up so that they're quite obvious on the job sheet. Of course, you can do that however you want your sheet organising. You would then press continue, and that'll save your new layout. Now, if you haven't had a job sent back to you from the mobile app, then this won't make much sense to you at the start. But the minute you do get a visit sent back and some penetration jobs are added to the fire safety system, you'll see a job section here with the fire safety work jobs. That's the related servicing jobs here, and this has got the information that has been sent back from your engineer. Similarly, of course, there was another one there as well that gives you some slightly different information, but we'll cover that later on in the video. So adding those sections into the job sheet will enable you to see the jobs sent back to you from the mobile app. So to begin, we'll create our first job. So to do that, under my system here, it's under create simple job, and this would be however you do this in your system at the moment. So it could be a responsive or reactive repair job. So I'm going to press simple job. And over here on our manual job entry screen, of course, we could start to fill in using the customer field, and then we could select our site. And of course, then we get to see our available contracts. So I'm going to just generate a new job number. I'm going to select the fire safety and remedials contract, and that's very important. So in your system, if you are going to be doing this, you will need a new contract for your fire safety works, particularly because we'll have a series of sales codes or SOR codes or job lines that relate specifically to this task. So my job description simply, in the first instance, is to carry out the FRA survey. Now our trade type for this particular job, of course all the trades are listed here, but if we were to simply type the word fire, then this is going to get logged under the fire risk assessment work. Now that could be fire survey or however that's going to be captioned in your system, but it is the one that is the trade that allows the operative or the engineer to create ordered lines or ordered SOR codes whilst out on the job. I'm going to choose a priority. I'm going to put this down for 10 working days, and once we've completed the job information, we just simply press continue. We wouldn't want to add any job lines at this point because this is down to the person doing the survey, so we would press continue, and that has now created our job. So if I now press issue to give this job out to somebody, it's going to try and find any operatives within your system that have got a matching trade type, of course, for this job. So you can see here I've got our test fire engineer here. I'm going to give that to him for today. And I'll just go with a anytime slot for that. And I'm going to press continue to issue that job. And that job is now issued to our engineer, and it's now down to the engineer to then complete that job and send it back to us. So the engineer has now been to site and they have done their FRA survey. On our dashboard here you can see we've got 2 items at status survey complete. So if I click into those, the job here that we issued out of 4 office towers, we click on there, this is our job sheet that has now been returned at status survey complete. You would of course now be doing the task of reviewing the visit and then communicating with your client and advising on the remedial works that need to be carried out. To help you with that task, under the print menu there is a job Fsc Log. If you click onto that, that will load a PDF file which provides you with, if I zoom in on this, a fire safety check document for that client and for the site. So it gives you details of the job on a cover sheet, and as you scroll down, each page on the subsequent pages will be a penetration log for each penetration identified. So you can send this to the client advising them of the remedial works that need to be carried out. So whilst you're waiting for your client to come back to you, you would probably want to edit the status now from survey complete by using edit status here and put it to something such as awaiting client approval or whatever status you have in the system. So and then you would change the status. And this will then sit there at the status you've chosen, ready for that job to be sent back to you so they can tell you what they want to happen for the remedial works. Once your client has come back to you, you can of course then edit the job description from FRA survey for something suitable and then press continue. Of course, you could have changed the appointment dates and so on if need be. And at this stage I'm now going to press issue job because I want to hand this out to an engineer right now. And then I issue that job. And that status is now as issued until such time as your engineer completes that work and sends it back to you. Once your engineer has completed the remedial works, the job will come back to your system at a status of complete, assuming that they marked it as such. And so of course on the job sheet now we're going to be able to see underneath the related servicing jobs, the 2 jobs that were handed out, or 2 tasks for each of the penetrations, are now showing a status complete. You can view the photographs, and of course if we scroll back up to the top here, we do have the ability to go into the job visits and have a look at what was carried out there as well, so you get to see the signatures and so on. Also, the visit here is the one that was the remedial works, and we can see that on that job a part was used as well. Now at this point you would then follow the normal job costing and approval process that you would normally follow for any of your completed works. If you've got any questions at all about anything you've seen on this video, then don't hesitate to give us a shout. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that way you'll get notifications of any useful videos that appear for you.